The last one is performance hygiene. Here's where we talk about removing the resistance factors, installing empowerment catalysts, so that moving forward, you are going to be able to rely on your strategies and your plans. You don't have to worry about anxiety spirals anymore. You're no longer worried about that next shoe to drop, and you're no longer worried about crashing out, because we've solved it not with suppression, not with thinking, not with insights and tricks and hacks. We've done it with the same habit automaticity that causes you to do behaviors that you don't want to do. We apply that with neuroplasticity so that it's aligned with your quest. And by the way, the reason why hacks don't work is because the system's always moving us to homeostasis, which is the status quo. It's stability at the status quo. When I talk about allostatic neuroplasticity, it's stability on an upward trajectory. Now, the 4 pillars. So most people over 40 think they've tried everything, and that what they have, that's all there is. Like I said, even in emotional intelligence in the 90s, it was created in 1990, but it was popularized around the mid-90s. And it's always stated that you can't change intelligence, you can't change your personality, you can't change your behaviors. Those things are fixed. And it teaches you to regulate, but it's regulating late. It's regulating after the fact, after the thing has happened. What I'm doing with the 4 pillars of self-mastery is we're moving the intervention into the habit section, the first half second. So you may have heard that the conscious mind has a reaction time of about a half second. Well, it's not just sitting there waiting because it's slow. The subconscious, the network of neurons, is very busy processing up to 11 million bits per second, figuring out what does this stimulus mean, what's the meaning of it, how does it apply, is it a threat? It's going through all that work, and it's using associations and the paths of least resistance to do that. So if you think you've tried everything and you haven't gone deep into allostatic neuroplasticity, trust me, there's a whole new set of information out there that literally can change your life. So now the question, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? This question is seldom answered with "I'm already doing it." I've been asking this question of people for over 40 years, and I've met very, very few who are actually already doing it. And I'm not talking about, like in the next one I say, are you really doing it, or is it a watered down version of what was in your heart originally? The point is, that thing, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? Once you take fear out of it, then you're free to think about what would I really want to do. And when you remove fear, I should say, in order to remove fear, you have to remove the things you're afraid of. And some of those could be, I don't want to crash out, I don't want to fail, I don't want to be successful, because then the fall is greater if something happens, because we don't trust our ability to address or absorb whatever's coming our way. And again, if you've tried to do it with suppression, obviously you know that doesn't work, because it still breaks through. Why? Because we have 100 billion neurons. Each neuron is connected to thousands of other neurons, trillions of connections, and all of that creates a stability. That's why we're always moving back to the status quo. Now, a similar question. If you knew you could fund your desired lifestyle, pursuing purpose and passion, what would you be doing? The answers to those questions provide the context for why you would want to do something, to do the work that's necessary with neuroplasticity. And while it is inner work, it's not anywhere near as hard as what you may have perceived, because we're building habits. We're doing it with habits. We're not doing it with long meditation and mantras and all that.